Below Pro.
Hey guys.
Hey, Katrina's got a funny story.
I do.
Not a funny story. Is it a funny story?
I don't know. It's a story.
Okay.
So yesterday, my good friend Michelle texted me saying that she wanted to see a psychic. I said, okay, let's go. So that's what happened. We went downtown
This is a funny story.
find a psychic. And we couldn't find any because it was Sunday. It was the Lord's Day. And everybody was closed and no one wanted to fucking read our minds. So we finally found a psychic. And they're always in the weirdest places, just like above other stores. And we never actually learned this woman's name. We just walked in and she's like, all right, come inside. And just like sat us down and my friend made me go first. And so I got my palms read. And she was a cool old lady. But I wrote down some of the things that she told me so I didn't forget.
Oh, yeah.
But she started with saying that, she asked how old I was. And then she's like, oh, you're at like a crossroads in your life. You can see in these two lines there, they're crossing. So you're like literally at a crossroads in the next like year and year and a half to 2 years are going to be like a lot of changes are going to happen. And like, she said something about how there's a lot of like travel in my future. And then she's like, oh, what did she say? She said something about how like I'm like struggling to figure out what I want to do, which is true. I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out what I want to do because I kind of want to go back to school. Don't really know what for. I'm not exactly like doing a job that's like part of my. Oh, thanks.
Oh, some bitch.
That's like part of my like degree or what I studied or anything. And she's like, yeah, well, you're going to get a call sometime within the next year that's going to like really push your career forward, which is interesting. Because I did an internship over the summer at like a really big theater company, and I just tried to like reconnect after my UK trip and all that to be like, hey, like I'm interested in like maybe coming back because that's something that they had offered me. And so now like I'm starting to get like other emails being like, oh, hey, like things might be happening and so maybe. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh shit. Oh, there I go.
Oh, they'll see it.
Okay. So yeah, that was one of the things. And then she was looking at like lines that determined health. And she said something about how she's like, oh, do you have problems with your thyroid? And I was like, oh girl, I don't know. Let me tell you, I haven't been to the doctor in a very long time. I'm one of those people. So I was like, I don't know, but like I get all of my like health things from my dad's side and he's had problems with his thyroid, so maybe I could probably in the future. Fuck, why can't I just do this?
Oh, son of a bitch.
So that was a weird thing. And she's like, oh, well, do you have like these like symptoms and side effects? And they were very broad. So I was like, okay, this is the kind of the bullshit part of the palm reading.
Fuck.
There you go. So she went into that for a little while. And then she said something about like how, she said I'm going to get married in 3 years.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that was like one of those very weird specific things. She's like, yeah, in the next 3 years, you're going to get married. And she's like, when you find your soulmate, you'll know. And like, it's going to be a very strong pull for you. And I was like, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like, she was talking about my fucking thyroid for so long. I was like, okay, I'll go to a doctor.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, wait. Go. Yeah, it was kind of interesting because when she was talking about like my life and like she was also talking about like travel and career and all that stuff for a while.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, you're going to do something that you really like and you'll make money and you'll be able to travel, which is something that's important to you. And I was like, yeah. And she said, travel isn't a problem for you at all, is it? I can't imagine it is. And I was like, no, not at all. Because like I moved a lot when I was a kid, so I've never had like a sense of like this is home. Whereas like my old roommate was very, very connected to home. And she's like, yeah, we've lived in the same house forever. I miss home. I get homesick. I've never felt homesick ever.
Oh, no!
Yeah!
Oh, no! And the palm reader said you're going to win a round of Kirby's Dream Quest.
Yes. But she was kind of right about that. She's like, yeah, travel is never a problem for you and you'll be able to do that. And like, you just need to like figure out what you want to do so that your life can move forward. Because right now you're very stagnant. And I'm like, that's true. It is very true. She was right about that. So it was kind of interesting. I don't know. Like a part of me thinks that psychics and palm readers and all that are just really good at like picking out what you say in response and then going with it to like make it seem like it's true. I don't know though. I trusted her also because she was an old lady and she's like, I've been doing this for like 35 years and blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. And like the things that she was saying to my friend as well seemed like pretty spot on because I know my girl Michelle pretty well. So it was really interesting.
All right, we're moving on to Krakow. So
you won.
So I guess taken from that there, you're like skeptical about that kind of stuff.
I mean, I very much.
I'm gonna go up to hard.
Whatever. I'm staying where I am. I very much believe in like the supernatural and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I'm really into astrology. I wasn't into it before, but I've kind of recently gotten back into it. But I believe in all that and like supernatural forces and powers and whatever. It's just something about like because there's so many of these psychics around the city, and there's like who knows like what's real and what's not, and who's legit and who's not. There's only so much that you can get from like testimonials. But I do believe in it. I also have an interesting Ouija board story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dogs.
Oh, you're getting a rando. There it is.
Ooh.
Oh, there comes the... Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no, dearie me. Oh, Pablo Picasso, why have you...
happening?
What what is this curse?
Where am I going?
What is the gift?
Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, but yeah, so... Interesting Ouija board story. So my mom bought a Ouija board. My mom bought a Ouija board, and one day we were playing it with her friend and her boyfriend at the time, and then my brother was also in the room playing Xbox. So we had like closed the lights dim and like lit candles and like made a whole legit thing, and we like read the instructions and read up on it. And so there were the 3 girls playing, and then the guys are playing Xbox.
Right.
So the Xbox is important because it was making a lot of noise. So we started the Ouija board, and it took because you have to wait there for it to actually start working, or for someone to come and talk to you.
Right.
20 minutes it took for it to start moving, and we were asking like very basic questions, like what's my name, or like what's this address, just like make sure,
like to get it warmed up.
Yeah. And then we started asking like, oh, what's the weather tomorrow, like very mild questions, and I was like pretty young. I think I was like, I don't know, like 14 or 15. So I didn't want to like ask any like hard hitting questions about myself because it was weird in front of my mom.
Yeah.
But we started asking stuff about who we were talking to. So we were like, oh, like who, like how old are you? Like when did you die? And like you're not really supposed to do that, but we did it anyways.
Oh, you kids and your flying machines.
Yeah. So apparently he was like a youngish guy who like died in war.
Oh.
And then. So we were just having a good old spooky time, and the Xbox got really, really loud, and I guess it pissed off the person we were talking to. And when you want to stop playing the Ouija board, you have to say goodbye. If you don't, the spirit's still there, and it kind of hangs around and haunts you if it's not a good guy. So we went to go say goodbye, and it said no. And then
oh no,
because it got really loud and it pissed it off, so it said no, and oh my God,
that was a thing of beauty.
I'm saying no to that. So yeah, spirit said no, and then the table started shaking, and then one of the candles blew out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then we kept trying to say goodbye, and it kept saying no, so we sat with it for a few minutes just in silence, and then we did it again, and it finally said goodbye back. But holy shit, we never really played it after that.
Oh no, yeah, I've like I'm in a sense where I'm like, I don't know if the supernatural is real, but it's not something I've like completely dismissed. It's just like, do I think that stuff is real? I don't know, but I'm like, you probably shouldn't mess with Ouija boards.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do it again. It was something that like my mom was super excited about it, and I like didn't really know that much about it, so I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, don't fuck with Ouija boards. And I remember talking about it to my friends after, and I had some like these 2 very like religious friends, and I told them, and they were freaking the fuck out. They're like, that's devil work, and I was like, ah.
What is this witchcraft? You know, I kind of did that to like my first girlfriend was also messed around with the Ouija board. I'm like, what are you doing? You're gonna get in so much shit with spirits. They're gonna come fucking take your house and reposition your furniture.
Reposition your furniture.
It's my turn.
Yeah, the Ouija board was spooky. It was really cool though. Like I kind of would want to do it again just so I could ask like really like deep questions because I wasn't able to do that before. But like of course you want to ask questions like, oh like how am I gonna die, or like who am I gonna marry, and like you always want to ask like really deep questions like that. Someone liked my tweet. I need validation. But yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with you in there.
Oh yeah, we also have a Twitter now.
We do have a Twitter, which I need to be more active on. But our Twitter is what's our Twitter? Is it at Below Pro or is it Below Pro channel?
I think it's Below Pro channel.
Okay, you check. I'm gonna take my turn.
Twitter. I'm on me. I don't have you. At Below Pro. It's at Below Pro.
Yeah, at Below Pro. Follow us on Twitter. I will tweet.
Yeah.
Oh, goodbye. There I go. I thought I was gonna hit the railing. I don't know why I was gonna hit the railing.
Frig, this was exciting. I actually love talking about this spiritual kind of stuff. Though, like, I know a lot of people are like skeptical about it, and I'm on that boat too. But it's just like it's so interesting.
It is interesting
to talk about. All right, and next time on Below Pro, I'm gonna make the shot at this one-eyed tubby Kirby mimic, and yeah, we'll deal with him then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye. Maybe we'll have more spooky talks.
Ooh, spooky talks. Happy December.
All I want for Christmas is Halloween again.